First impression when I got off the airplane in Kaohsiung was I thought something was wrong with something. We were driving in a taxi and there were the McDonald's sign, but it wasn't McDonald's, it was a motel. I'm like, is that a McDonald's sponsored motel? I think that's a great part of Taiwan culture is giving the fruit. I felt like I was Taiwanese when I started giving friends fruit. So I'm in there, I'm in the hot spring, in the changing room, naked guys everywhere. So I had coins in my pocket. The coins spew everywhere. So all of a sudden there's, no joke, 4 Japanese guys. They're naked picking up my coins. Taiwan, Sholombo. I'm like, Sholombo? What's Sholombo?
Oh, xiaolongbao.
Xiaolongbao. So they're like, do you have Sholombo? I'm like, no. So then that day we went to the market and made some xiaolongbao and we sold out.
Hello everyone, Amadeus here, and I'm today with a new video, and I want to introduce you someone who came to Taiwan from beautiful California, and he really didn't know what's going to happen in his life at that time, but most of the time he'd been here. However, he cheated Taiwan a bit with Japan, but this romance, he's gonna explain himself why he made mistake going there. Let's find out why he chose Taiwan over California and over Japan. Everybody say hello to Timmy. What happened? Why did you end up in Taiwan?
It was a critical time in my life. I had decisions to make whether or not to pursue a career or continue doing something else. I was actually going to be a history teacher at the schools. So I was practicing in the schools and I'm like, no.
You want to write a history yourself.
I want to take a break. And the history of Taiwan always appealed to me. I always thought the battle between Taiwan and China. Taiwan's the little guy, China, I don't want to get into that. But I thought the history of Taiwan was very interesting, so I wanted to see it myself. I found a job, boarded a plane a week later, and I landed in Taoyuan, but I actually took the flight, back when you could take a flight, all the way to Kaohsiung because I didn't know there was a high-speed train. I didn't know you could do anything.
Hey, has anybody ever flew from Taoyuan to Kaohsiung? Please write a comment because that is so unbelievable.
Can you believe it? I don't think you can do that anymore because why would you? First impression when I got off the airplane in Kaohsiung was the heat and humidity. I think it was September and I thought something was wrong with something.
Yeah.
But it was... No, that was right.
It was like a sauna outside.
It was a sauna outside and that was it. We were driving in a taxi and there were... I thought one of my first impressions was the McDonald's sign, but it wasn't McDonald's, it was a motel. I'm like, is that a McDonald's sponsored motel? And I didn't know the connection of motel because motel is not... It's when you're on a car trip. Hotel, not anything else.
What did you feel like the biggest difference for staying in Taiwan versus staying in California was for you?
The big difference, the culture, but that's way too broad. Just the interactions with people, just how busy and bustling the cities are. California's also has big cities, but a lot wider nature, I think, happens in California. Again, the weather. The weather in California is still the best in the world.
Okay.
It's perfectly temperate.
Maybe they're gonna import it one day, you know?
Hopefully. That's what I'm hoping for.
So now the big question. Which country is the best for fruit lovers?
We have a lot of agriculture. Great climate for it. I'd say avocados are fantastic in California because those are fresh and they're right there. Almonds, are they a fruit? That's a nut. But for the sweet fruit, I would say Taiwan. All in all. Yeah, because Japan, they also have fruit, but they love to package everything in plastic, and you'll see one orange melon, and it'll be thousands of NT for one melon.
Yeah, and it's just gonna be like a nice package.
Are you gonna eat that? Whereas Taiwanese people, you will see that a little bit, but they actually like to eat the fruit.
I mean, you have some part of fruit in Taiwan as a gift fruit. So at the, I don't know, Chinese New Year arrives, you give to your friends big boxes with apples, something like this. But I think that people actually like to eat fruit every day.
Yes, I think that's a great part of Taiwan culture is giving the fruit. I felt like I was Taiwanese when I started giving friends fruit. Because I used to live next to an old lady and she would always give us fruit.
Yeah.
The thing is, you go to the market, you buy a bunch of fruit and you just give it to people.
Yeah.
You eat it and then you have a bunch extra, you give people mangoes, you give people pineapples, we give people dragon fruit.
That's good. That's sweet and healthy. So like double win. After some time, you actually you decide to leave Taiwan, right? For a while.
Yes.
It's okay. It's okay to be honest. You know, why did you leave?
Well, so I said California has the best weather in the world. Stand by that. Taiwan, first impression, hot and humid. I like snow. I actually don't like heat that much, and that's one of the biggest grievances I have, but you can't do much about it.
Yeah.
You can't call the president, hey, why is it so hot?
Yeah.
Well, you could, but she wouldn't answer. Yeah, so I missed the snow, and I also wanted to explore Japanese culture. So, holidays, I would go to Japan, go skiing. Like, ooh, it would be fun to spend more time in Japan.
Yeah.
Do more skiing and all that. So that was my plan the whole time. It was never to just leave Taiwan forever, but it's like, I miss the snow. Finally figured out I could just go get a winter job, work at a ski resort.
Yeah.
And so that's what we did. I quit my normal job here, got ski resort jobs, went to Japan, and absolutely loved it.
So did you have any cultural shock there?
From Taiwan to Japan, there's not a huge cultural shock.
Yeah.
The time zone's 1 hour apart. They are they're quieter. The weather's colder for the most part.
Yeah.
I'd say their standard of living is a little higher. Like if you want to get a meal, you won't find anything cheaper than 150 NT. You won't find anything for 60 or 80, anything like that. You can get a lot of food for a good price if you go to the right spot. But everything's a little higher. Hotels are a little higher, but they also have they have a good standard.
Yeah.
They have a higher standard.
You know, like they really keep good stuff there. And like my favorite invention from Japan, I mean, obviously, you know, they have lots of inventions they have, like a washlet.
The washlet.
This is something that changed my life, like really. So like one day, you know, I was going with my, at that time, girlfriend to Japan, and we were in some town in Taiwan, and you know, we just were about to eat some dinner. We found like random place. It was really cheap, was pretty okay. But I think because the hot pot was really cheap, it was like less than 150 NT per person. I think that might cause discomfort in my stomach next day. But luckily, I was in Japan. I didn't know at that time how lucky I am. I was probably the best place to have diarrhea in the world. Because I ran to like the toilet and they have those washlets there.
Yeah.
So, you know, when I was on the way there, I was like, oh, like we can only check in at 4 p.m. Now it's noon. You know, this is gonna be bad, you know. But no, they have it all. They have those washlets there. So I was just, yeah, it was not okay, but now I'm fine, you know. So I started looking into it, you know, because I thought if you want a toilet like this, you have to buy the whole piece.
You can?
But all you have to do is you can just go to like the shop with electronics, like the big camera or something like this.
Big camera.
Yeah, and they just sell the top.
Yep.
So even though I was on holidays in Japan and I only have like, you know, luggage, like, you know, you put it to the cabin. Last night I went on the website and I got extra check-in luggage so I could take washlet from Japan to Taiwan and install it myself.
You bought one while you were visiting there because
Yes.
it was that important.
That was so important. It was so cheap actually. I mean, you know, I thought this is gonna be like, first of all, it's gonna be huge. Second of all, it's gonna be expensive. It was like 6,000 NT.
Yeah, for a good
For
one.
the number of times I used that thing, I think that was like the best investment in my life.
Oh yeah. I think if your country is plagued with earthquakes, that they're like, you know what, we need to give you something to repair that friction.
Yeah.
And so the countries with a lot of earthquakes happen to have a lot of hot springs. So it's kind of your reward for dealing with earthquakes. Taiwan, Japan has a lot of hot springs. California has a few earthquakes, not as much, but also has some hot springs. But usually the natural ones are either some crazy nudie ones or some hippie ones that are really expensive that have been converted. So it's not a huge culture there.
Yeah. Yeah, in Japan they keep it like boys and girls separately, right?
Yes. Boys and girls separate, naked, almost all the time at the hot spring. It's very steeped in their culture. There was a hot spring at my work. So it was a hotel and we could use it for free.
All right.
So I would go work at the hotel, go ski, and hit the hot spring every day. This was the life. So I'm in the hot spring, in the changing room, naked guys everywhere.
Okay.
Normal thing. Get used to it real quick.
Totally
The first 2 times it's a little weird. So I had coins in my pocket, and everyone's naked. I pull my pants down to get changed, and for some reason with the pockets, the coins spew everywhere, and they're rolling around the floor.
Yeah.
And this is a weird cultural thing now because the Japanese are very polite and they love to help. So all of a sudden there's, no joke, 4 Japanese guys picking up, I don't know why I had so many coins. They're picking up my coins.
Yeah.
And
naked.
They're naked picking up my coins. And I didn't want to be like, oh, just, help me pick up my coins. I wanted to help. But they were bending over naked, so I'm like, I can't help. I can't go help them.
That's very memorable.
And so I was just standing there, and there are naked guys picking up my coins. And I held out my hands, and they're like, oh, thank you. And they were saying, sorry. What were they saying? They were saying sorry in Japanese. I'm like, don't say sorry. It's not your fault.
Yeah, definitely no.
I'm sorry I dropped the coins. I just wanted to pick them up myself and not have anybody interfere. But that was a funny moment.
Yeah.
While we were in Japan, there was we were working at a farm, and there was a
Okay.
festival going on. And we thought it would be cool to have a stand to sell Taiwanese tea. The stand, we said Taiwan tea up top. Like, people are gonna love it. It didn't become very popular because everybody came up and they're like, oh, Taiwan, Sholombo. I'm like, Sholombo? What's Sholombo?
Oh, xiaolongbao.
Xiaolongbao. So they're like, do you have Sholombo? I'm like, no. So then that day we went to the market and made some Xiaolongbao and we sold out. And then when we went back, there was another festival, we made a lot more, sold out really quickly. So the
Xiaolongbao.
the Japanese love Xiaolongbao.
Right.
If they see Taiwan, they connect it to Xiaolongbao.
That's so cool.
And at that market, there was a guy selling hot dogs. He was just over there grilling hot dogs the whole time. And I'm like, man, that looks cool. We should start a hot dog stand. And so then we did.
Yeah.
But we came back to Taiwan and did it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how do you like it?
Fantastic. It's
Really?
so much fun. Yeah, I love it. I love interacting with Taiwanese on that kind of level. It's more like just part of it. Like once they see that you're trying to start a business in Taiwan, anybody else, any other Taiwanese that has business, there's some connection and they want to help you.
Oh, okay.
So I found people are just great once that happens. We wanted to do something that was different and not too different, but we decided to take a hot dog, keep it not sweet, not to like the Taiwanese. We also have sausages that we work with a local pork lady, and she helps us to make sausages. And we wanted to make something, not a fusion of Japan, California, and Taiwan, but something that we liked, and it was different enough that people could try. And some Taiwanese people like it, some people don't. Some Taiwanese people love it. They'll come back all the time.
But I think lots of people are actually surprised. Like they only see this simple hot dog from 7-Eleven, but if you show them like something bigger, they're like, wow, that is cool.
Yeah, we like a good topping. We put kimchi, bacon, sour cream bacon. Right now is the #1. I didn't know Taiwanese like sour cream.
They
Where
don't
do
see
you
it. No,
Yeah.
they never see it.
Sour cream bacon.
No.
It's crazy now.
Yeah. People want to try your hot dogs. Where do you have to go?
You have to go to Shizuan.
Okay, Shizuan, near Art Pier 2. So if you go visit Kaohsiung, you live in Kaohsiung, you just go to Art Pier 2. You're gonna find Timmy there. We're gonna put some location here, so you're gonna find it easier. And you don't need to go to States. You can just have American hot dog here in Kaohsiung. Thanks everyone for watching. Make sure you visit Timmy. We're gonna put some locations here. Yeah, you can see Timmy flipping his hot dogs, but also you can have a chat with him, right? So that's like a double opportunity for you. Thanks for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.